You tell me when we're on. How about that?
Okay. Let's see.
It looks like we're on. And welcome, you beautiful people of the internets, the interweb
Yes, we are
fam.
on.
We have.
Well, I got some interesting news. One of the first things I want to talk about is uh, a little sad.
Well, I mean, I
Condolences to
had
the
some shit to
9-year-old.
talk about too. Probably more
Okay.
important, but go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, there's going to be riots in Kenosha today.
There's going to be what?
Riots in Kenosha today?
Yeah. That was the second point. The first point I just wanted to say real quick. My condolences to the family of the 9-year-old boy who finally passed away after being in a coma. He was
From
the
what?
youngest person to get killed at Astroworld.
Oh my God! This just brings up the question, doesn't it?
Which
Who
one?
in the fuck takes a 9-year-old to a
9-year-old to
festival
a
like
fucking
that?
festival like
Are
that.
you
Yeah.
kidding me?
And when you
I'm
saw
not
them,
trying to put any like condolences. Like
yeah,
absolutely
those are
condolences, and maybe it's too
boys.
soon to discuss. But I guarantee you that CPS isn't going to see it the same way.
Yeah, CPS is going to be like, so you saw them pouring over the security thing like a bunch of drunken baboons on crack, and you decided that it was still a safe place for you to go into.
I couldn't get a babysitter isn't a good reason to bring your kid to a festival like that.
It was almost like that at UCLA.
Who the fuck brings their kid to it? I mean, if it was like fucking Taylor Swift or like what's her name, the fucking
Billie
Billie
Eilish?
Eilish or something like that, I don't know. I guess I get that because the likelihood of having people trampling you to death. Oh my God,
Well, you know what?
it's
Billie
hard to
Eilish.
comment on. It's hard to
Billie
comment
Eilish.
on. Yeah.
Everybody was so freaked out. If they hadn't have had assigned seats, it could have easily been a trampled to death situation.
They
When
don't.
she was here.
They
Yeah,
don't.
that's why they don't, though.
They don't have assigned seats.
They don't have assigned seats?
That's general admission on the floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
No.
Because when she played here, they had assigned seats.
After this, I kind of think that there's probably not going to be general admission anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole every man for himself thing should be pretty much out the fucking window.
And I just got to say, all those pictures of Kyle Wittenhouse, I'm fucking loving them. The pictures of him crying and people putting, when your mom gets you the fucking regular chicken nuggies instead of the dino chicken nuggies. It's such a fake looking cry, dude. He looks like he is faking it so hard that I put up pictures of Lyle and
Did you watch the video?
like
Well,
just parts of it.
He's crying. He's crying so hard he can't even get words out. Dude, the guy's facing life. I'm sure that there's a lot of emotion going on in his
He's
his
got one of the
brain.
charges dismissed.
He's facing life in prison in Wisconsin for what he did.
Huh.
Yeah, he's facing life.
He is facing life.
Yeah.
One of the
I mean,
charges-
I personally, I've listened to some of the testimony, and the guy that he shot in the bicep was like, the defending attorney said, he only shot you after you lowered your gun, after you leveled your gun at him, correct? Yep, that's true. I came at him with a gun, and he shot me. Yep, out the window, pretty much on that one. Guy grabbed the barrel of his rifle. I don't know, man. You grab the barrel of my rifle, I'm probably going to shoot you, dude. I probably sit on a very unpopular side of this thing, but the only reason I'm afraid of being seen as a racist. But since I guess you're either a racist or you don't know you are, then fuck it. I guess I'm a racist, and I think that I mean, the guy who shot in the bicep was fucking white. How is that fucking racist? It's just, it's so fucking, it's absolutely bizarre. It's bizarre. But I'm not, Glenn. I watched Saturday Night this weekend, and for that weekend update, when he said, where is this law college where white people learn how to cry? What?
Yeah.
How is that fucking cool? How is that okay to say? I'm just up to the fucking, I'm up to the forehead with it, man.
Well, you have to understand something. You're not taking into the fact that if you're gonna laugh at that over there, you got to be willing to let them laugh at you too. So if you can't laugh at
But
yourself,
I'm not allowed to laugh at. When's the last time you ever heard them say, "Where's this black college where black people learn how to fucking cry"? When you ever heard that, Glenn?
Well, you don't need
Fair.
It'd be more like, where is this black college that teaches you how to not get shot by cops? I mean, you could go anywhere. We could take this any road you want to
Right,
go.
but let's just take color out of the whole fucking conversation, man.
That'd be nice, but
Like, to be honest with you, I didn't even know. This is so racially based. I didn't even know that he shot a white person. I just assumed that everybody he shot was black.
this is all coming back to what I said years ago. I said, I'm a conservative, but I'm not going to vote for Trump, and people freaked out on me, and I said, that's exactly why I'm not voting for him, because you guys are kissing his dick like it's made out of gold. And what did he do for this country? He tore us apart. He tore us apart.
Unless-
He made us hate each other, and then he bailed and did not do what he set out to do. And that's
If there's an election in 2024, Trump's going to win it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
No,
And he's going to do
I'm
what?
just telling
He's
you.
going to take your money and bend you over again. That's what he does. He is a fucking...
I'm not promoting him. I'm just telling you what's going to happen.
Oh, I know.
If there is an election, now that's a big if, in 2024, and if Trump is still eligible to run for president,
He isn't.
he is as of now.
Is he?
Oh, absolutely.
I thought they prevented him from doing
No,
that.
oh no, absolutely not. Everybody expects him to run again, dude. Everyone expects him to run again. He'll run, he'll win, and that'll be the last election. So be careful. Just be very, let's just...
What, be careful of me saying...
No,
shit.
not you. I just mean... Oh
If
my
he gets
God.
elected, I'm
Dude.
going to shoot him.
You
How
know-
about that fucking words? I don't like the guy. And I think he's going to fuck
That's
us over
fine.
further.
Well, you don't have to not like me because I'm predicting something about somebody that you don't
I'm
like.
not liking you.
Okay, well...
I'm not liking him. I'm directing my hate.
I'm just telling you the way it's going to go down, and we I don't know that we deserve it, but it's what we're going to get, and that's. I mean, I just don't see elections they might be kind of pseudo elections or whatever, but he's been working for the past 2 years or year and a half, getting his unloyal people out of office and getting loyal people into office. When he calls the governor of fucking Georgia next time and says, I need 11,000 votes, he's going to go, okay, you got 15. I mean, it's just the writing's on the wall. And I'm kind of
loyalist. You mean the uncorrupt?
I'm kind of repeating what Bill Maher said. But you know what? I said this before Bill Maher said it. I knew that there was a slow-moving coup going on. I knew that there was going to be an autocracy installed at some point in time in our future.
Yeah, but what if it's not? But what if it's not?
I knew that Trump wasn't going to fucking leave office. I knew that he would never admit to defeat.
I'm just saying. What if it ain't Trump though?
I don't know who. It's going to be somebody. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. But it's going to be somebody. We can't continue the way that we're going in this trajectory is too tangential. We keep switching directions every year, every 4 years.
So you'd be comfortable if it was all left?
I didn't say comfortable.
Oh,
I never said comfortable. I'd be comfortable. Has nothing to do with me or my feelings or what I want.
right.
It's just what I think is going to happen.
Oh, I feel you there.
It doesn't make me comfortable at all.
I get uncomfortable at the thought of things being too left.
Oh, me too.
And,
Me too. I can't. I've already said black a couple of times. I guarantee there are people out there that have already labeled me racist for saying the word black. Like the fact that I say that a white person could never say, where do black people go to learn how to cry like that, or whatever it was. Just replace white with black in 1,000 different circumstances, and those things cannot be said. And that's not a society I want to live in. We're all equal. So, and if you can't deal with that, then
I don't have a
I can't be in the room with people that think that they're better than me.
I just, I don't know, man. I can't. I don't have a problem.
It's easy,
with
actually.
color at all ever. It's my thing is this whole. See, because I was a victim of it, I got punched down on by somebody because of, and you'll understand this, because without my glasses, I can't see very well.
Uh-huh.
So I did not see that the person that I was talking to, who had a slight mustache and a male voice, had a name tag that said Ellie.
Oh, and they said that you were.
And I said, "Sir," by
Yeah.
fucking mistake, and
They
fucking
accused you of gaslighting, huh?
not like that. They just said, "I'm sorry, this is all we have for you." And it's like, no, I know you have a whole room full of fucking of really cool stuff back there, and you're telling me you've only got the one box. That's all you have. Which the box isn't so bad. I've gotten used to it, but
Sure.
I felt like, and I kept apologizing to that person. I kept thinking, now wait a minute now. It was just a mistake, and I hope that person understands that. But is that where it's going to be now? It's like when I go outside the house, everything I say is wrong, and everything I say is racist, and everything I say is sexist, just because
They're just
I am who I am.
They're a bunch of Karens.
Yeah.
They're just,
Well,
like the tranny Karens. I watched the video. The guy went into the girl. Went into a. I don't know. It looked like maybe a Chick-fil-A or Popeyes or something. And when the order was ready, the person behind the counter said, "Sir, your order's ready." Now, apparently, they knew that the person behind the counter was going to say that because their video camera was on when the person behind the counter said this.
yeah, a little staged, isn't it?
Well, getting ready to try to blast somebody on TikTok for red lighting or whatever, or gaslighting, whatever they fucking call it. And it was so obviously just a Karen situation. Just like, aha, you're trapped. Got you, bitch. You called me a sir. You know how many times I've said sir or your honor? How about that? How about how many times have you called a female judge your honor?
Well, aren't you supposed to?
I don't think so. What's a female judge is something else, I believe.
Is it? I thought.
Hey
it was
Siri, how are female judges to be referred to?
Your Honor.
I found this on the web for how are female judges to be referred to. Check it out.
Well, I guess it is your honor. Okay, I just proved myself pretty dumb. I thought it was your judge.
That's sort of like if you refer to the judge,
Female
as
judge,
or
Steph.
ma'am, she will correct you and say,
Miss.
"You will refer to me as Your Honor because I've earned it." Period.
This something.
Same with
There's examples of this. Hold on.
I didn't go to 6 years of evil medical school to be called Mister. Thank you very much.
All right. So it is your honor. Madam Justice? Sometimes there's a madam in front of stuff, right?
Yeah, but see, you're adding sexuality to it. Here in the United States, I think they just want you to call the judge Your Honor. Period.
Whatever.
So that
I'm pretty out of touch.
to it.
I guess I'm pretty out of touch.
That's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, I have been to court a lot.
Okay, so if your staff sergeant is a female, when she asks you a question, how do you respond to her?
Yes,
Sir, yes, sir?
Oh, a staff sergeant has to be referred to as. I don't want to correct you.
I thought it was sir. I thought it was sir.
If you're in the Army and you're a sergeant major or a staff sergeant, you refer to them as yes, staff sergeant, or yes, sergeant major. If you're in the Marines, you might refer to them as sir, yes, sir, or ma'am, yes.
They've probably changed it then.
Well, I know that the Marines.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
You had to answer your sergeant, sir. If you remember the movie, the first and last sounds out of your filthy sewer will be sir. Do you maggots understand? And they're all, sir, yes, sir. So that's the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember Good Morning Vietnam, remember the movie Good Morning Vietnam? He called the guy sir, and he goes, sir! He goes, I work for a living airman. You will refer to me as Sergeant Major Dickerson. And I'm like, fuck, that would suck. Having to say that every time you refer to them.
All right, so a person who is an officer is referred to as sir, correct or not? Or ma'am?
Yeah, or ma'am.
Okay.
Or ma'am. Or ma'am. If you're in the Navy or the Marines, for sure. I don't know about the Army. You'd have to ask somebody who's
Anyways,
in the Marines have to.
it is a mistake. And to be honest with you, if you know somebody has a penis, to call them ma'am seems odd to anybody who grew up that way, you know?
It fucks with your brain. I don't like it. I know you're a dude. Why? You want to play a game and you want me to play along with your game. And it's like, they used to lock people up for this. I know it's terrible of me to say, but it is the truth. They used to lock you up and put you in a mental house.
Isn't the guy that came up with the Enigma computer, or the one that solved the Enigma codex? The code that was a German code called Enigma, and he came up with the computer to decipher it. Ooh, yeah, he was gay, and actually, he would have been jailed if I don't know, definitely put in jail, and wouldn't have been able to solve. Now, mind you, this is during a time where England is being rained upon by fucking German bombs.
Yeah,
and this guy who would otherwise be locked up in jail for being gay has to be quiet about it so that he can be free to save the fucking world from the Third Reich. So, but that brings me. Okay, you have something? Go ahead. We'll talk about predicting the future and how it was proven that humans can predict the future.
All right, let's do that.
So apparently, now I'm not going to cite any sources here because I didn't go through, that kind of trouble. I was watching the TikTok. The guy's name is it's called Mind Hack. Mind Hack.
I know what it is.
The Mind Hack guy. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. So, anyways, he says that there was a study done, and in the first part of the study, they would show you a picture of a kitten, right? And they would tell you that you were supposed to decide whether or not that kitten is cute or ugly. And right before they tell you to do it, they flash the word ugly in front of you. And that prolongs it lengthens your decision. So it makes your decision process longer than it would be if they didn't flash the word, right? Scientifically proven that if they didn't flash the word, it wouldn't take as long to respond. So what they did was the exact same experiment, except for instead of flashing the word ugly before they told you to say whether it was cute or ugly, they did it immediately after you made the decision. And it still took everybody just as long as if they flashed the word ugly.
Because then you with their confidence in their answer.
Apparently, it took just as long, though. So you're still fucking with them, even if you do it in the future. The results were the same if they flashed it before or after you responded to the question.
Wow.
It took just as long. It did not take as long if they never flashed the word at all. So, and they sent these test results, these studies to like skeptics and scientists, statistics people in MIT, Harvard, Yale, like big schools where people are supposed to debunk theories in scientific experiments, and they all said that this experiment is dead on. All the parameters have been met, and it seems to have been proven without a doubt that human beings can predict the future. We just don't know that we can. Now you understand the parameters of the test, like I said, right?
Yep.
That's fucking amazing, man. That's fucking amazing. That you take just as long whether the suggestion is flashed before or after.
Oh, fucking Christ. Sorry.
They
do this to us every year. Because the weather's so good here, period. You guys don't have this fucking problem.
Well, I could have told you that.
Well, every once in a while.
I already knew that.
You guys get decent enough days to drive and stuff during this time of year, but it's not like you're just, hey, just jump in the car and run down to the fucking the fucking road. Right, but here in California, where we've been getting these weird records for the last 4 or 5 days, it's been 90 degrees, and it's gonna cool down to 72, and everybody's all stoked that it's cooling down into the 70s. The gas prices are $5 a fucking gallon now.
Ooh, Glenn, we
Yeah.
drive just as much in the wintertime as we do in the summer, probably more.
You think?
Oh, I know. I mean,
But
Jen
when it's snowing in-
walks to work in the summertime. Do you realize how good our plow system is here?
Well, I know.
We
but-
could have the storm of the century, and if you can get to 36th Avenue, you're going to be able to get pretty much anywhere. Side streets
Okay,
are.
Bob, but you're talking about
Dude, I've
your
lived here 26
city.
years.
But you're talking about your city. Not
Uh-huh.
everywhere in Minnesota is going to be like that.
Okay.
Of course not. Even your friends told me. They said, oh,
They
yeah,
live
but
3
we're
hours
talking
out of the cities.
Oh, yeah, I know, but they're like, hey, we don't even use a car in the winter. We use snowmobiles. I'm like, that's cool, dude. I want to fucking do that. But my point is, there's 17 million people here, and they always drive every fucking day for every fucking thing. It's car culture here, and they know it, and they're just absolutely fucking us, and it's pissing me off. $5 a gallon, dude. That's fucking ridiculous. They're trying to force everybody in California to go electric, and you can't just force us to go electric. You have to give us cars we can afford that are electric. You know what I mean? It's still $40,000 for the low end electric car.
There's a lot more infrastructure that has to be taken care of in California. The freeways and stuff like that are expensive to maintain. Well, probably not as expensive as they are here, but
dude, our freeways have been fucked for over 2 years now. Not fucked, but like inconvenienced. They've been rebuilding every bridge that crosses the 405 from LA all the way down to San Diego. And every once in a while, the roads are closed. Or every once in a while, you got to slow down to fucking 40 miles an hour to go through a little area where they're fucking working on it. And sometimes you go to get off at an exit, and they're like, nope, sorry. You got to go all the way down to the next exit, come all the way back up, and you're like, fuck. So it's been a little bit of an inconvenience. But, yeah, they've been spending a major amount of money on infrastructure here in California. That's all they've been doing. Some of it looks kind of nice, too.
well, they just passed a huge infrastructure bill, so I'm hoping you'll get some of that. Probably the majority of it.
Probably. Well, it should go where there's the most people.
Yeah,
Every
I
time,
suppose.
wherever you got the most people using something, dude, I just saw something today that Marvin posted that's going on. I want to say somewhere back in your neck of the woods, but definitely back in the Midwest to the south. And this guy, he drives up and shows you, he goes, you see these nice houses here? They ain't nothing but a piece of fucking shit. He's telling you, it's just cardboard, fucking particle board, and fucking vinyl. You think you're a homeowner? You're a particle board owner. And he fucking pulls over and walks up to one of the houses that isn't finished yet and shows you. And they're charging people over $200,000, from the low 200,000s for these boards. And he said, if you ever wonder why tornadoes and hurricanes are so devastating in some parts of the country, for especially the poorer parts, because this is why. He goes, they're fucking saving money and charging you top dollar for fucking shit that they're paying pennies for. They're not even using real wood. He's like, you realize that's particle board. If you get it wet before they put the vinyl siding all over everything, before they spray it with that fucking plastic shit, he goes, if you get water on it, if it rains, he goes, that shit'll warp and fucking fall apart. He goes, if people are paying $200,000, I'm so happy that's on the internet. Because you
I see now. I've okay. I don't know that there's going to be any houses that the walls are made out of plywood. Maybe.
Oh, he showed them.
Maybe.
They're there. Wherever this state is, these people are buying them. He's showing you.
What is that board called? I forget what it's called, but I just bought a whole bunch of it when I redid my garage because I ripped everything off the garage, and the outside walls are made of that. You can call it particle board if you want, but it's not the sawdust stuff. It's the one with the big chips. That stuff is
Large chips like that.
more structurally sound than plywood.
Okay.
It's amazing shit.
Huh.
Actually, it'd probably be even better if it was made out of hemp, because then it would be like they could make a lot more of it with a lot less water. But I think most of the countries that are logging and stuff are doing pretty responsible logging these days. I don't know. Like
I think it's the lumber cost.
Canada.
They're more
Canada's.
breed than anything.
See, I think they tend to like to keep more of that the solid wood stuff for stuff that you're going to see. You know, like moldings and cabinetry and shit like Sean does. But for structural, like, it's almost a... See, they're still using 2x4s, so 2x4s are probably more structural sound than... but they're using metal, too, sometimes, too. I've seen metal homes, or steel, whatever. Some houses are made of steel. But,
I like those the houses that they use containers to make.
yeah, those are cool, too. Yeah. Yeah, I following some dude in Tennessee who's doing that. He's not from Tennessee, but he obviously, I think he's got an airplane. And these people, they have to build their houses on airports, which is going to be Mike. Mike will either have his house built into a community that has a runway, or he'll be very close to his hangar, or he'll just fucking live in the hangar. Even though I don't think you're supposed to, but...
No, I don't think you're allowed to do that.
I'm sure a lot of people do. And how would they fucking know? You know, they wouldn't know.
They would know, because there's a security guard that walks around the fucking airport.
And how would he know? Like, you're just...
Well, I'm just saying...
They're working late.
You're living there.
Just here working late. Just taking a little nap. I gotta be here early in the morning, so I figured I'd just sleep
You're in
here.
your robe watching TV in the hangar. You're like, I love this plane, but I ain't going nowhere.
You know, I think the downfall might be is that there's no...
Inhaling fucking...
Well, there's bathrooms. There's going to be bathrooms. So I guess it's plumbed. It's got electric. It's got plumbing. It's got pretty much everything you need. I mean, I think he pretty much lives there now. I bet you if I called him right now, he's probably already in Kenosha. I should ask him.
What's he going to... Well, why'd you say there was going to be riots in Kenosha if they dismissed one of the charges?
Because the jury makes a decision today, dude, and it's going to be fast.
Yeah.
And they're preparing for... I mean...
Well,
you know...
I'm just saying,
just
this
check
is a
history.
large black population in Wisconsin, is there?
No, but the riots in Kenosha are what started this all in the first place.
Mm.
That's why he went to Kenosha, because there were... I mean, he was...
Right.
Granted, he did live in a different state, but Kenosha is less than 19 miles away from where he lived. And he actually works in Kenosha, and I think he was there like at a car lot. Who knows? He might have known the guy that owned the fucking car lot. Who's to say? He was just trying to protect the cars.
He wasn't alone. That's what I always wondered. What happened to
You at the hangar today? What was that? What?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I said, what happened to all the rest of the people he was with? How come none of them were arrested anyway? Like, you know how, like, if I was standing next to you and we were both wearing similar clothing, like, we're not saying gang attire, but we're going to say similar clothing, and let everyone know that we're together as a group, and you shoot somebody, shouldn't everybody be kind of, guilt by association, too?
Well, he borrowed the gun from a buddy of his. It wasn't even his gun. But I don't know that those facts are that kind of stuff's getting brought up. Most of the stuff that I've been seeing, unfortunately, I think I may have been getting a skewed view of it. So I don't know at all how the jury is going to deliberate, or what they're going to come back. But hearing a person that he shot in the arm and absolutely vaporized his bicep, and will be affected for the rest of his life as a result of it, say
I put a gun
he
in.
didn't shoot me until I leveled the gun at him. You know, that was, you know, what do you, is the shooter be shot? I don't. There's no participation trophies in that one. You either win or you lose, man.
Well, let's put it this way, Kyle. You thought in your heart. This is what I want the judge to say to him. So you thought in your mind and in your heart that what you were doing was a good deed. Well, son, no good deed goes unpunished. Period.
We'll see,
I'm
man.
sure what he thought. I'm just saying.
I know.
Take it in
I don't
order
know.
to you know how you're gonna say like it's gonna be fast and they're gonna give it. They're gonna say boom, it's this, and then people may snap and go pop. I wonder if they're gonna be like, you know, similar to the way that they
You know, nothing will probably happen. Nothing will probably happen, honestly.
slowly at a time. You know what I mean? Like, well, for this count,
We'll see.
he's not guilty, but for this count, for carrying a firearm and discharging it in public, we're gonna charge him with that, and he's gonna have to do 60 days or pay a fine. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
who
gonna give
knows?
him something less, is what I think.
Yeah, maybe.
They'll just reduce it down, and then that'll also piss people off.
Yeah,
it'll
but not
give
as
people a
much.
start.
Not as much if you were just like, case dismissed. There's just no merit
it's sort
to
of
this.
the opposite of a Band-Aid effect. You know, with a Band-Aid, you want to just rip it off quick, but with something that could be volatile, you want to use kid gloves and let it kind of
I kind of wish that they would be. I don't know. I heard some guy on CNN talking about how the judge was talking to the prosecutor, and like just unloading on the prosecution for asking questions that he told them not to ask. I would have too. If this is my courtroom and I tell you not to do something and then you do it, you'll be very lucky if I don't throw your case out. Very lucky.
Yeah. But if they're just dancing around,
And he didn't throw the case out. They asked exactly the questions that he told them not to, and they should have been reamed, but I guess it was a little too harsh for the person that was on CNN. It's like, oh, and he also said that the judge treats Kyle like his grandson. Oh no, that was on Saturday Night Live, wasn't it? See, I get shit mixed up, but. Well, and on the flip side of it, those three guys in, what was it, Alabama or some shit that shot the guy that was jogging. I think that they're gonna. I don't know the whole thing around the case or whatever, but it seems to me that they're guilty. Three guys ganging up on one dude. You're gonna tell me that you thought that one unarmed man was gonna fucking threat? I mean, how are your lives threatened by an unarmed person when you have a fucking shotgun? I don't. And a shotgun can be used in a number of different ways. It doesn't have to be fired. You could, butt somebody with it. Use it as a baseball bat or something.
I spent over 2 years listening to Henry Kuykendall talk about how guns are just a way for fucking pussy ass old white men to fucking feel safe again. And I laugh. He's like, because Henry has a black belt like every martial art.
Did he really say white?
Well, yeah, because he was talking about the Sanford shooting at the time. He lived
because when I got walked out of the apartment in Long Beach, it wasn't by a white guy.
I know, but across the lake from where he lives was the Trayvon shooting.
Okay.
Like right across the lake. And that was what the reference was to.
Where was that?
He goes, guns allow a short, fat, bitch-ass little guy who doesn't work out and doesn't give a fuck about himself to act like he's tough and go and throw his weight around. Guns make fucking pussies feel like they got a set of balls. And it's true for some people.
Well, he should consider that before he gets aggressive with the pussy. A fat, do nothing, sit on the couch, lazy blob of a fucking pussy man. Because he could pull a gun out and shoot him straight in the fucking head and end his life.
And somebody actually did that to Henry. And he took the gun away from him and beat the living piss out of the guy.
Oh.
But he was lucky. That's why he
he's super lucky.
But you have to understand something about Henry. Henry has 3
I don't know Henry.
black belts.
I don't think I...
You met him.
I
met him.
don't think I have.
Henry's Alex's brother. He's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
I met Alex like once. I've never met Henry.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, Henry, when I first met him, was like a ballooned up bag of muscles with Nam's Taekwondo stretched across his chest, and he could fucking bring his foot up and tap the side of your head while standing next to you, and like tap your shoulder, like, "Hey, what's going on?" You turn to look to see who it is, and it's his foot. You're like, "Fuck, dude, that's bomb." Because most guys that are ripped like that can't do all that shit. They're not limber. But he was a martial arts master, so that's why that kind of shit.
That's basically the
master,
human equivalent of mounting somebody and humping them. That's what that is. Tapping them with your foot in the air is basically like dogs dry humping each other.
I guess.
It totally is. And I probably would have been like, "Hey, look, I haven't trained for a real long time, but I'm an alpha guy, and I got a gun, so don't fucking do that to me again, dude." Or I got a knife, or I got a chain, or I got whatever, dude. But like, don't ever fucking touch me.
Not me. I wouldn't tell them shit. I just keep laughing and smiling, dude.
Until they did it again, and then
you
pull
kill
it out.
them. Yeah, exactly. Don't ever tell anybody.
You know what I would do? I would just not hang out with that kind of person. He doesn't seem like I said. I don't think I ever met him, and if I did, it'd probably be a person that I'd probably put him out of my head.
Nah, you'd like him. He jokes a lot and stuff, and he loves to teach you how to defend yourself. He'll teach you. It's like if he thinks someone's fucking with you, he won't go stand in for you. He'll look at you and go, "This is what you need to do." And I like that about him. He's a coach. He tells you how to fucking go beat somebody up, not have somebody go beat somebody up for you or result to picking up a gun. I believe in that too. I mean, I'm old. I can't defend myself very well anymore. There's lots of young kids out there, but when you consider the fact that you don't need a weapon to beat a kid's ass like a gun. You just need the knowledge to know how to fight better than them, really. There's a guy who can show you exactly how to move so you don't get hit. When somebody goes to throw... There's a video I was just watching this morning. He teaches it every morning on... Oh, God, I can't remember the name of it now, but it'll come to me. I've just been smoking a lot. But he's got a little boxing thing that he does, and he shows you that when you move your body a certain way that when people throw punches, and your best bet always is to not be there and to move, because then you put yourself in a better position to hit them. Bam. But
or just not get hit at all. Just don't hang out with people that are,
I'll give you an example. Way. So Alex was picking on this guy Kyle, and I told Kyle, "Look, you played football, right?" He's like, "Yeah, okay." So what you need to do is tackle for his belt and grab the back of his legs and get him up off of his feet, and he did it. Alex is a black belt, dude. Alex was a bouncer. He still did it, dude. You got to remember, it doesn't matter how bad they are. If you quit letting their hype get in your head of how badass they are, because fucking with Henry and playing wooden swords, he had me pick up the sword. You better pick it up. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I picked up the sword. He came at me, and I tapped his bad knee real quick, and he went, "Oh, you fucker!" And I went, ah. Because you know what? You may be a martial arts master, but he made a mistake. He made a mistake thinking I was too weak to do that. You have to always remember, like when it comes to shooting somebody, in fact, that takes a lot of endurance for you to do it. You think it's going to be so easy, but after that loud blam and they're laying there all bloody all over the place, now you're a murderer and you may be going to jail, or you can't take your gun with you. You know what I mean? And that's a heavy shit. Look at Kyle Wittenhouse. Even if you're right, even if that dude did grab your gun and the other guy pointed a gun at you, you killed somebody. Unless you're just a cruel human being, it's a hard thing.
And the other guy hit him with a skateboard.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, that's a hard thing to live with. You murdered somebody.
That's why he was balling the way he was on the fucking...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I make fun of it, but that's why I make fun of it, because I know better. I had a dad who was a Marine who told me he told me that when I was a little boy. The hardest thing you'll ever have to do in life, if you ever kill anybody, the hardest thing about it is living with it. Period.
Well, I remember accidentally hurting a kid one time, and then I had to sit with that kid after I hurt him while he was in fucking excruciating pain for like a half an hour.
Who, Adam?
No, some kid at Gates. that I fucking kneed in the fucking nuts hard.
Yeah.
Accidentally. I thought I was gonna get him in the stomach. Didn't, but apparently my spatial awareness was off a little bit, and I got him in the nuts, and dude, the guy went down. I never felt so bad in my life until, like, I was in absolute agony with him until one time I finally said, dude, I'll never do it again. And he goes, God, I hope not. And we both started laughing together, and then I felt better. But at that point, I was just like, yeah, I'm not cut out for, like, hurting people physically. That's just not. And I don't think that anybody who wants to have that, I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. It's just not my game. I'd be way more suited to be on the other end of a barrel.
Well, no one wants to be on the wrong end of a barrel, but I'll tell you, man, if anybody points a gun at you and they're hesitating long enough for you to get it away from them, what do you do then? If you get it away, would you?
I don't know. I called Jim a bitch for doing it.
Yeah. Well, what if you got it away from
them? And because in the psychology that I was working off of is like, I was like, well, dude, if you seriously think that I told on you and you haven't killed me yet, then you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Do you really think that I fucking told on you now? I mean, I didn't tell on you, Dave, or fucking whatever your fucking name is, Jim. You're just stupid. You're fucking flying high on meth, and you think you can fucking saw through a ceiling and take 2 days to do it to rob a fucking arcade owned by fucking Arnold. What you talking about, Willis?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He tried to saw his way into Fezziwig?
Yes. Can you imagine that motherfucker was going to leave there with 10,000 pounds of quarters or some shit, right? Yeah, like what? Only a fucking person that's been up for a week comes up with shit like this, you know?
There's nothing there. They fucking empty it every
Jim had some good... He did some good fucking scores. I mean, big scores. Like, I think he fucking robbed Laguna Niguel golf course. But he did it on, like, it's super smart on his behalf. He did it on, it was like Labor Day Monday night. So they had money from from Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday in their safe. But you know how he did it? When he was in jail for I forget what he robbed, but he was in jail for another robbery, and he got a job in the machine shop in jail, and he learned how to run machines or whatever. So when he got out, he didn't get out. He escaped from Chino. Remember? Well, I don't remember that, but when he got out, well, that's an interesting story. Jim told a lot of fucking stories, but.
Yeah, well, however he got out, he did have a van.
I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh,
well. I'm just going to say, he showed me a fucking marshal's gun and the van that he stole.
That's cool. How long have we been on now?
50.
Okay. We'll stop.
Kill it on a disgruntled note. I'm sorry, Bob. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all right. I don't like losing my train of thought. It wasn't about you. It was about losing my train of thought. We'll talk about stuff in a minute.
Alzheimer's. We'll talk about Alzheimer's on our next one.
Yeah, I don't think it's Alzheimer's. It was just I was on a train of thought, and when I get switched, my problem is that I'm not good enough at tuning people out. Like, I give them the courtesy of listening to them. If I didn't, then I could remember what I was going to say. But then I wouldn't be present when they were done, so I wouldn't know when to start. Anyways, it's a catch-22, man.
My memory isn't completely faded, and I still know where we were, and I can pick us up exactly where we were when you go back, if you want. Because Jim had robbed how many banks? He had learned from a bank robber how to rob banks, but he robbed Laguna.
Yeah, I don't remember him robbing banks. I know Jim told big stories.
Yeah, he did.
Jim told big stories, and Jim was I think a lot of his stories were bullshit. A lot of them were true. I mean, it's too
Yeah,
bad that he felt like he had to tell stories because he pulled off a lot of scores, like I said, that were fucking pretty epic. You know, the going through the wall at the fucking. He went through a wall at a bar one time. He couldn't get into the bar from the ceiling for some reason, so he got into the place next door and then went through the motherfucking wall. I think it was the bar in.
Yeah.
I want to say it was in Mission Laguna Hills, over by Silverado High School, over by that Mexican restaurant that was in the corner.
really?
Casa, what was it?
Casa Maria, I guess.
Maybe I forgot the name of that place, but you know the one that was in the corner.
Yeah, I used to eat there.
Yeah, that was
My
great.
family. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll pick up here in a minute.
All right, I'll call you back.
All right.
Later.